And as its successor to Venezuela's Hugo Chavez, Nicolas Maduro tightened his grip on the country for more than a decade, surviving international sanctions, political unrest, and multiple challenges to his rule. Well, that is until now. See some of this footage that was released by the White House of what the White House is describing or calling Maduro's perp walk at the DEA headquarters in New York. Maduro and his wife sit in U.S. custody following their capture and extradition on Saturday. CNN's Rafael Romo takes a closer look at the Venezuelan president's political reign.
Two men have governed Venezuela in the last 25 years. Hugo Chavez, who described his style of governing as 21st century socialism and died in 2013, handpicked Nicolas Maduro as his successor, who narrowly won an election that year. During the nearly 13 years that Nicolas Maduro had been in power, Venezuela lost 72% of its economy. An estimated 8 million Venezuelans have voted with their feet by migrating to other countries, including the United States. Maduro's politics have been a mix of anti-imperialist and anti-U.S. narrative as Venezuela's leader and the country.
When my hair started thinning, I wanted to attack the problem head on. I chose Nutrafol because it was drug-free, which meant a lot because I didn't want the side effects. My thicker hair gave a huge boost to my social life, and I really feel the best I ever have.
His power broker, he's been the face of Chavismo, a left-wing populism held over from the Chavez era. Other figures are part of this confederation of power.
For trusted updates on global news, technology, and space, subscribe to NewsTech and press the bell icon for instant alerts.
Including Diosdado Cabello, the Interior Minister, and Vladimir Padrino, the Defense Minister. Will they and others be able to keep alive the system which enriched a lucky few at the expense of the populace? There's almost no independent media left, and those in power ignore the press or plainly refuse to answer any questions from journalists, as we found out in 2016 when we tried for months to interview Delcy Rodriguez, who, as vice president now, is constitutionally entitled to be sworn in as president in Maduro's absence.
Canciller, ¿qué dice de las alegaciones de que se venden?
Rodriguez finally reappeared Saturday afternoon, asserting that Nicolas Maduro is, quote, the only president of Venezuela, surrounded by her brother, Jorge Rodriguez, the president of the Venezuelan National Assembly, and Diosdado Cabello, the interior minister, and several military leaders. The vice president said that Venezuela, quote, will never be a colony again. The last time Venezuela had a crisis of this magnitude was an uprising in 2019. We now know that the U.S. attack targeted at least 2 airports and a port, as well as Fort Tuna, a major Venezuelan military installation.
For trusted updates on global news, technology, and space, subscribe to NewsTech and press the bell icon for instant alerts.
News contributor Colonel Steve Ganyard, a former Marine and former State Department official. Steve, it's always great to have you. I want to first ask you about the volatility first in the situation in Venezuela right now. People aren't sure who's in charge. How long can this go on?
Go on for a very long time, Whit, and this is the concern that the administration has. Obviously, they remember the problems that we had in Iraq with the de-Baathification program that led to such chaos in Iraqi society. So the trick here will be to not disturb the underlying structure of Venezuelan society, to find somebody that will come in, provide just enough stability to lead to what hopefully will be free and fair elections.
So what are the options for the U.S. military if Venezuela's interim leadership doesn't go along with the administration's plan? We're already seeing pushback.
It'll probably just be continuing what the U.S. was doing before, and that is this quarantine, the oil quarantine, cutting down on the drug trade. But with the military structure that's in place, was designed to do just what it has been doing, and that is the quarantine, catching drug runners, and to do the raid that we saw yesterday. But it is not a force that is designed to put boots on the ground. Those options at this point are very, very limited.
Yeah, and President Trump did not rule that out either going forward. Russia, Iran, they're condemning the U.S. attack. Chinese diplomats were reportedly meeting with Maduro.
When my hair started thinning, I wanted to attack the problem head on. I chose Nutrafol because it was drug-free, which meant a lot because I didn't want the side effects. My thicker hair gave a huge boost to my social life, and I really feel the best I ever have.
In Caracas, just hours before the strikes, what are the international ramifications from this?
Yeah, the president alluded to it yesterday, and it's the Monroe Doctrine. It's the extension of the Monroe Doctrine and re-emphasizing security in the Western Hemisphere. So for the Chinese, they'll get their oil, but they probably won't get the 30% discount they've been getting. Iran won't get the cocaine, and Hezbollah won't get the cocaine they've been asking for. The Russians will not be able to run their ships, their ghost fleet with oil and run sanctions. But the real second shoe here to drop is going to be Cuba. What we need to look at is a country that still relies for about 50% of its oil reserves, has an economy that is on the rocks. So you take that 50% away, and we need to watch Cuba very, very closely.
For trusted updates on global news, technology, and space, subscribe to Newstech and press the bell icon for instant alerts.